Finally, AMD has confirmed that their Zen CPU architecture for Ryzen processors is expected to last 4 years. Since it took AMD 4 years to develop Zen, and it will take another 4 for Zen to complete its shelf time. Mark Papermaster, AMD's Chief Technology Officer, confirmed the 4-year lifespan in an interview with PC World at CES this year in Las Vegas, though he refused to discuss specifics. AMD's Ryzen, the CPU brand which is the public face of its Zen chip architecture, enters at a particularly unforeseen time. Rival Intel just released its mainstream quad-core Kaby Lake microprocessors, and the chips have met with mixed reviews from the tech press. In part, that's because Intel's famous tick-tock manufacturing model stuttered, resulting in a third 14nm chip, Kaby Lake, instead of the previously expected 2. AMD, for now, has worked hard developing a fresh approach, aiming and apparently hitting a 40% performance improvement target over its previous chip architecture, Excavator. The combination of a relatively mild Intel launch and a radical new architecture has AMD executives and enthusiasts buzzing about true competition in the PC processor market for the first time in years. With everything riding on Ryzen's launch, AMD isn't taking chances. Jim Anderson, Senior Vice President and General Manager of AMD's Computing and Graphics Business, told PC World that Ryzen chips will be available from day one. "We're not going to do a paper launch," he said, referring to a launch where customers have to wait weeks or months for the products to actually arrive. "We've done that before. We're not going to mess with it. Zen to live on." Although Anderson's in charge for bringing Ryzen to market, you don't have any idea how many hours I and my team have spent on this, Anderson said. It's Papermaster who has to think of the future. When asked how long Zen would last, compared to Intel's 2-year tick-tock rhythm, Papermaster mentioned that AMD will not go after Intel's tick-tock model and as a substitute go for talk, and talk. This means that AMD will be planning to offer future revisions of Zen with an enhanced architecture to boost performance and efficiency. AMD will be featuring future revisions on Zen on their consumer, server and workstation processors. Intel's tick-tock rhythm has typically meant that it develops a new microarchitecture every 2 years, with Kaby Lake the exception. Though AMD has never taken the time to formalize it, a 3 to 4 year lifespan for its own CPU architectures is about normal. For example, the K8 series architecture debuted with the Opteron and Athlone 64 in 2003, with 2007's Mobile Sempron, the K8 trickled out. The K10 series lasted from about 2007 through 2010. AMD's last Bulldozer architecture debuted in 2011 and persisted through the Piledriver, Steamroller, and Excavator updates. If Papermaster's words are to be taken exactly, it seems AMD plans to iteratively improve its Ryzen chips through an additional 3 generations, about 1 per year. What those improvements will be, of course, is anyone's guess. But Papermaster said he's a believer in architecture improvements that go beyond simple manufacturing, something he's previously referred to as Moore's Law Plus. One of the things AMD has tried to do with the Zen architecture is go wide, increasing the number of instructions that the chip can process, and Zen uses predictive tables and machine learning to improve its ability to ask and process data before it's actually needed, known as branch prediction. Operationally, though, the next step is putting Ryzen in the hands of journalists and customers. AMD's already set the stage for the latter, revealing over a dozen motherboards and 16 performance PCs already committed to Ryzen. The company has also revealed that every Ryzen chip will be overclockable. On the horizon, of course, lurks Intel's 10nm Cannon Lake, most likely due this fall, and the still somewhat mysterious Optane technology. That's of little concern at AMD, though. For now, the company's focused on releasing Ryzen, and it's full speed ahead. So the question is, what comes after Zen? In earlier shown slides, AMD calls the core after Zen as Zen Plus, and Zen Plus will boost the IPC and efficiency more, but there's also a third talk which we are going to call Zen Plus Plus, not an official name. If we look in the earlier time, bulldozer had a revision known as pile driver. There came steamroller and the excavator families, after that. All construction cores had one thing in common, they were derivatives based on the original bulldozer design. But the latter two were a tick-tock cycle since steamroller was based on 28 nanometer rather than 32 nanometer, bulldozer and pile driver. Intel on the other hand has totally dropped the tick-tock cycle and went with a new plan. They have launched Broadwell, process shrink or tick, Skylake, architecture upgrade or TOC, and KB Lake, a half-TOC. But they will have a second optimized node based on 14nm launching in 2017, known as Coffee Lake. So Intel is stuck with 14nm on the desktop front for some time too. This puts Zen in a pretty good launch position against Intel's offerings. The 10nm processors from Intel won't be ready for desktops, and there are rumors that Intel may entirely skip 10nm for desktops in favor of 7nm process on Ice Lake or Tiger Lake chips. So, guys, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe for more.